So the next rule is also al-idgham. Idgham, literally, في اللغة, it also means al-idkhal, that is insertion, the insertion or merging of something together, or inserting something into another. They said idkhalu shay'in fi shay'in, inserting something into another something. And technically it is idkhalu harfin ساكن في حرف متحرك بحيث يصيران حرفا واحدا مشددا. The technical or the applied definition of idkhal, because we are talking of Arabic alphabet, okay, we are talking of Arabic alphabet, and which is the insertion of harfin sakin, a non-vowel letter, a letter with sukun, okay, into a voweled letter. Harfin sakin fi harfin mutaharrik, a voweled letter, inserting a non-voweled letter into a voweled letter. بحيث يصيران, in the sense that these two letters, okay, these two letters then become harfan wahidan mushaddadan, they become one emphasized letter. They become one emphasized letter. And we have 6 letters of idgham. We remember that we have 6 letters of idhar. We also have 6 letters of idgham, and these are combined together to form the word yarmalun. That is ya, ar-ra, al-mim, al-lam, al-waw, and nun. These are the 6 letters of idgham. Okay, so idgham, on the other hand, can also be divided into 2 categories, and that is when we'll be having 2 types of idgham, which is idgham بغنة and idgham بغير غنة. But before then, we should note that idgham can be found only between 2 words. It can be found only between 2 words and not within within 1 word. Izhar, on the other hand, I think I didn't mention that izhar can be found both within a word and between 2 words. Okay, I think I need to quickly go back. Izhar can be found within a word and between 2 words, and the izhar of these letters, the 6 letters of izhar that we have, so whenever we found them being pronounced clearly and obviously, then they will be regarded as izharul halqi, izharul halqi, because they are being pronounced, these 6 letters are being pronounced from the throat. So therefore, whenever we come across nun sakina whenever we have nun sakina followed by either of these 6 letters, then we'll be saying the applicable rule is izhar, and the kind of izhar it is izharu al-halqi. We also have another different kinds of izhar. We have different kinds of izhar. So for that which is found within a word, the kind of izhar found within a word, it could be izharu al-mutlaq, izharu al-mutlaq. Okay, izharu al-mutlaq. Perhaps we'll be discussing that further. So for idgham, we mentioned that we have 2 kinds of idgham, and this is idgham bi ghayri ghunnah and idgham bi ghunnah. Idgham bi ghunnah, it is the kind of idgham, a kind of insertion that is not complete, that will be having the remnant of nun sakina, which then produces ghunnah, nasal sound. It is not totally complete, and that is why it is called, on the other hand, that by what's it called, idgham naqis, idgham naqis. So it is not totally, there is no total insertion. There is still a remnant of nun, okay, not totally inserted into the followed or the coming letter. Then this remnant of nun sakina is then what produces ghunna, and that's why it is called idghamun bi ghunna. And we have four letters of idghamun bi ghunna extracted from the six letters of idgham that we have, that is yarmalun. We then deduce four letters from the six letters forming the word yammu, that is al-ya, al-nun, al-mim, al-wa. This implies that whenever nun sakina or tanween at the end of a word, and the next word then begins with any of these words from yammu, ya, nun, mim, al-wa, then idghamun bi ghunna then applies. An example is found in qulubun yawma idhin. We can see that there is a nasal sound coming out from the nose, from the nasal passage. Okay, there is a remnant of nun sakina which then produces ghunna. The tanween is not totally inserted into the ya. Okay, it's not totally inserted into the ya, and that's why we'll be having qulubun yawma idhin, qulubun yawma idhin. So this kind of idgham is regarded as idghamun bi ghunna. You can see it is found between two separate words. Also, la yasma'una fiha laghwan wala. This is also tanween. Then followed by letter wa, which is part of the word yammu. Okay, alam nakhluqukum min ma'im mahin. Okay, this is where it is in ma'im mahin. Okay, it is in, okay, the focus is on ma'im mahin and not nakhluqukum min. Okay, ahead. Then we also have in mimma, because this is nun sakina followed by mim. This nun sakina, as you can see, this is nun sakina followed by mim, and that will then result to idghamun bi ghayri ghunna. Then ma'im mahin, this is tanween followed by mim, that is idghamun bi ghunna or idghamun naqis. The other branch or division, okay, yes, an exception to the rule is the rule will not apply when nun sakina is followed by one of the idgham letters within a word. So it will not apply when it is found within a word, that is nun sakina followed by waw or ya, because we mentioned that al-waw and al-ya is part of the four letters of idgham bi ghayri ghunna. So when this occurs, we will not be having idgham bi ghunna. Sorry, it is part of the letters of idgham bi ghunna. So when this occurs, we will not be having idgham bi ghunna, but we will be having izhar mutlaq. It is found within a word. Okay, it will be having izhar mutlaq and absolutely clear. We'll be pronouncing the nun sakina out clearly and absolutely. Qinwan, sinwan, ad-dunya, bunya, and we only have this found in 4 words in the Quran. The other exception is when nun sakina or tanween is also followed by wa in 2 separate words, and this is found at the beginning of Surah Yasin and Surah Nun. Okay, when joining the first verse and the second verse together. So when we are joining these 2 verses together, we will also be pronouncing the nun sakina out clearly, and there is not going to be idgham. For instance, in Yasin, in the word Yasin, we can observe that we are pronouncing something that sounds like N, like nun. Okay, yasin. The spelling of sin is sin, ya, and nun. Sin. Okay, instead of now joining it together or inserting the wow inside the nun sakina, then we will be pronouncing them out separately. We'll be pronouncing the nun sakina that ends the word sin. We'll be pronouncing it out clearly, and the wow will also be pronounced out clearly. Yeah, if I want to join it together, so I'm going to be reading it as Yasin wal Quran al Hakim. We are following the style of Riwayat Hafs and Asim. So other style of recitation may be doing it wrong. They be merging it together. Yasin well no. So for Hafs we will be Yasinu. Sorry. So it's going to be read as Yasinu. No, the noon will be pronounced with dhamma, and then we'll be saying Yasin wal Quran al Hakim. Then the same thing also applies to Noon wal Qalam. Noon wal Qalam. I'm joining the two verses together. Okay. Then idgham bi ghayri ghunna, the other division of idgham. This is also extracted from the six grouped word of idgham. Generally, we will be extracting the raw and lam. Raw and lam. So these are what form the subdivision of idgham, forming the category idgham bi ghayri ghunna. So whenever nun sakina occurs at the end of a word and the next letter is beginning with either of the two letters, that is ra and lam, then idgham bi ghayri ghunna will apply. So it is idgham bi ghayri ghunna because you are going to be inserting these two letters, nun sakina and ra or lam. We'll be inserting them together without applying ghunna, a nasal sound, nasalization, without applying it. So it is also called idgham kamil because the remnant, there is not going to be remnant of nun sakina appearing in the pronunciation because it is an utmost and total insertion. So there's not going to be any form of nasalization, and we can find it in an example: wailul likulli, wailul likulli, wailul likulli. So there is no form of nasalization in the word. This is tanween followed by lam in wailul likulli. Then humazatil lumaza, humazatil. This is also tanween followed by lam. Kulu mir rizqi. For this is also an example for that of ra, nun sakina followed by ra. Kulu mir rizqi. Then we mentioned in the definition of idgham that when the letter are inserted together and they become one, when two letters, the non-vowel letter and the vowel letter, and be inserted together and they become one single letter, and emphasized letter per se. So they will be having shadda when it is an utmost and total insertion. So they will be having shadda, and that is why we are saying raw having shadda here when it is coming after nun sakina. We also see the lam in lumaza. Wailul likulli. You can see that the lam is also having shadda when it is coming after tanween. They are being inserted together and becoming an emphasized letter.